What it, what it do? It's your boy Elo. We in the building. It's been a minute. Hold on, they did some updates to Riverside, so I'm recording and learning at the same time. But we in here today. And how we always start off with it is let's shout out to our sponsor, Kingdom Hair Products. That's Kingdom, Kingdem. We found on Etsy. The website will be up there, www.kingdomcare.etsy.com. If it ain't right, it'll be written at the bottom right. How about that? Hey, what's up, man? It's been a couple days. It ain't been a minute. It's been a couple days because I just did one with y'all that was really good, really good. Shout out to everybody who showed love. Shout out to everybody who been screaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, the people that catch us on Instagram and Facebook, all of everybody. If you seeing Sip the Coffee, shout out to you, man. Major love. If y'all are liking, sharing, subscribing to the pages, telling people about it. When y'all come to the shop, we have conversations about it. It's all love, man. And today we got some great conversations. Y'all know the world been upside down as usual. I mean, for me, it's been kind of tough to get ready to come on here and talk about one of the subjects that I'm gonna get to today, but because it's nothing new. It's nothing new, and if you study history, history gonna continue to repeat itself because mud lovers don't study history. Mud lovers ain't doing their homework and stuff out here, and that goes into the first conversation that I got, man. The first conversation is integrity isn't an option. Integrity is the standard. That's my first sip for today right now. Integrity isn't an option. Integrity is the standard. Check it out. Integrity isn't a trophy you win. It's the foundation you build on. If you only have integrity when people are watching or when it's profitable, it is not integrity. That is now called marketing. You just simply trying to do the things that's right to get the attention that you're trying to garner. You simply don't have integrity because it's the correct thing to do, and having a steady foundation is what you need in life, especially as a man. You need a set foundation. So having integrity is setting the foundation that most people on earth isn't setting because they're just trying to market themselves to be this type of person, to be this type of character, just to get what they're trying to get. So they're just marketing. You might as well put an ad out on social media. You might as well put an ad out on the highways and the billboards and stuff like that. Because you basically just being a politician. You campaigning yourself to be a person that once it's the papers is in front of you with your pen in your hand to sign away to help out the community, you decide to profit inline your own pockets. You a politician. You might as well get into the politics and stuff, into that world, because all you doing is campaigning. All you doing is marketing. You trying to make people believe that you are a certain caliber person that you're nowhere near. No one around you that's in your vicinity 24/7, no one that's around you 70% of the time of the day would say, yeah, he a good person. Yeah, he do moral stuff. He does stuff that's high into character building. He takes on challenges and stuff and keep fighting. No, they're gonna call you a what I call a titty baby, crybaby, whine about everything. What they call a narcissist. All yes. Mud lover throwing weight onto other people 24/7. No integrity, man. Let's check it out. So if you got look, the lack of integrity is like a slow leak in a tire. When you first notice that leak is rolling, you still got a couple miles that you can get going. If it's a slow leak, you still got a couple miles that you can get going. But eventually, you will be on a flat tire. You won't have nothing to ride on. It's going to be riding on rim on the concrete, sparking up the road all the way around. People love to talk about integrity until it costs them something. True integrity usually comes with a price tag. Lost money, awkward conversations, or walking away from situations that don't align with the code that you're trying to stand on. Let's talk about this social media world. You got everybody and their mama trying to be a social media content creator. Why? They found out there's a couple dollars in it. They ain't never find out the X amount of dollars in it. They just done seen a couple people take streaming and make some money. And you got prime people that's making real money doing this. And these the kids. These adults who all on Facebook and on social media talking about they creating content, doing all this weirdo stuff. Them mother lovers is the ones who walk around with no integrity. They'll do whatever it takes to get a dollar. They thinking that they're going to find an easier route than waking up and putting work in every day. They think they're going to find an easier route than doing what's supposed to be done as a 30-plus old person or a 25-year-old plus person. They're thinking they're going to find an easier route than these kids that's going to school, picking the actual degree, actually doing the homework before you actually sign up for a degree, doing the homework before you actually sign up for a school. The mother lovers is just jumping on trains and just riding to find out the next destination, like they just in some type of movie of a travel movie or something. Yeah, that's what they doing, and it's crazy because we supposed to be walking around with some type of integrity. We supposed to be walking around with some type of vision. You know what I mean? I mean, we could keep on using that word because that's a part of the topic, but the vision. This is all the stuff that I'm always on here talking about, especially to the young men, especially to the parents who got young men in their household. You got to be giving them some type of direction and stuff, because if not, these kids don't even know what these words mean. These kids don't even understand. When you got integrity in a business, you got integrity, you selling products. If you got integrity, that means that sometimes you might lose a sale due to you don't want this caliber person wearing your product. You created a t-shirt brand, you created a clothing line brand that's speaking on positivity and stuff. And the most negative person you know come, but they got some Instagram followers and some Facebook followers. So what you do? You let them rock your stuff knowing this person here don't even fit the code of what you made this clothing line behind. Now, integrity gonna say, nah, partner, I follow your page. Your page don't exemplify anything that I want to exemplify with my products. So therefore, I'm gonna stand here and decline your purchase today because I'm cool on the negativity. There's a certain light that I'm trying to walk into, and you're not that light at all. Actually, I feel as though if I was to allow you to wear this onto your platforms and all that there, I'm gonna start receiving the darkness and the craziness that you exemplify on your page, because that's what's gonna happen. Energy. What you put out gonna come back in. Yeah. More stuff that we gotta be teaching these youngsters, man. Integrity. Protecting the people around you, the people that's up under you. You know, admitting when you wrong. Things of that such. That's what I'm speaking on today. People don't understand this stuff. People don't have integrity in the house with their kids. And that's how we end up with these situations that's going on right now. People ain't teaching their kids nothing. Mother lovers is completely living off these internet headlines. Mother lovers is completely living off of what's going on social media every day. When you talk to somebody and their conversation is engulfed with the headlines that's in the what they call it, the trending topics of today. They always talking about the trending topics of the day. They don't have no real substance into their conversations of their life or what they're trying to do and where they're trying to go at. Half the time when I find out about stuff that's going on in the world, I find out in a way that I got to go and study, like I had to do with these two topics I'm about to get to. I had to go and study it outside of what was being posted in real time, because I don't have time to be caught up into the mix of that stuff every day. We got the company, we got Kingdom Hair Care, we got the barbershop, we got the football team, we got the family, we got the household, we got the maintain and everything. So when do I have time to sit up and be worried about what the rest of the world worried about? Half of the world ain't even paying real bills. Let's talk about integrity. Let's talk about integrity with one of these topics that I keep speaking on. Okay, we can talk about two of them at the same time. Texas. Texas done went Texas in the last couple of days. I'm seeing the outrage from the Brandon Sorsby situation. That's the Texas Tech quarterback who was caught gambling on collegiate sports, in which that is completely illegal. And the Texas judges decided that it'll be cool just to suspend him for 2 games and let him play this season. Then you got the Carmelo Anthony situation, in which he stabbed the kid at a track meet. The kid died. He was a twin brother, and all of this confusion behind this one case. The court case just went on, And it's still even more confusion now to what happened that day. What Texas proved to me out of this whole situation, out of both situations. What Texas proved to me is what I've been knowing my whole life. Texas like Florida. Texas like Georgia. Then the good old boy states, man. Alabama, Mississippi. Then the good old boy states, man. So will y'all get thinking that black people was going to have any type of fairness done to them in a situation like this here? You're crazy, bro. The whining and crying that I'm seeing on the internet as if we actually had some wins in the courtroom in these type of states before, and mother lovers like, oh, nah, they don't went backwards. These mother lovers never went forward of giving you a proper trial, a proper none of that there. And that's why we be on Sip This Coffee talking to these jits, trying to tell them, sir, you got to be teaching your jit stuff. First off, we live in Fort Pierre, Florida, you heard me? If you don't know who the judges is that's in seat, you don't know who the DA is, you don't know who the state attorneys, none of this stuff is in this area, you shouldn't be around trouble, bro. You jits around here talking about you a YN and y'all this here. Man, I done said this on this show 1,000 times. You ain't got money for no bond. You ain't got money for no lawyer. Matter of fact, you don't even know what type of lawyer you need for the type of crimes that you committing. Mother lovers out here talking about they robbing people, they killers, they swing the switch, all that there. They do all that there. You don't even know how much it costs for a lawyer on an attempted murder, attempted homicide, attempted manslaughter. You don't even know what none of these cases, you don't know the guidelines between each one. What takes a case from manslaughter to murder 2? Or what takes it from murder 2 to murder 1? What takes it from murder 1 to premeditated murder? Do you even know the standards and the laws? Do you even teach your kids this? Y'all got y'all jits listening to all this music that talk about all this slanging, sliding, doing all this type of stuff here. Do you educate your jit on letting him know if you do go catch one of them cases? You see all these rappers catching federal time, getting the top lawyers and stuff. Your parents can't even put a down payment on them type of lawyers, brother. Yeah, I'm not shocked on nothing that went on. Mother like, oh, how you feel about the Carmelo Anthony case? I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. I feel like it was a lot of lack of information done in that case. Okay, let's go to it. I remember years ago, man, God bless his soul and bless his family to continue to grow and go into the steps that they've been doing since the situation happened. But let's go back to young Trayvon. Trayvon Martin was murdered in cold blood by a person whose dad was a lawyer in Sanford. No, his dad was a judge, one of the highest ranking judges in Sanford, Florida. So him understanding the law of stand your ground was at a higher concept than most people walking the streets. This man executed the law on young Trayvon Martin. Executed the law. He knew within this scuffle, this kid probably going to be aggressive. This kid's probably going to respond to anything that I do to him. So let me follow him. While on the phone with dispatch, who's telling me not to follow him, I get into a scuffle with this kid. At any point, I just need to let this kid get into a powerful position, a position in which I'm powerless. But the kid Trayvon was probably 115 pounds, soaking wet. What's his name? Zimmerman. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff I want to add in with his name, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it right for you two. You heard me? Zimmerman was probably about 250 pounds. There's no way a 115-pound kid held you down with no background in jiu-jitsu, no background in judo, no background in any ground game that could have taught him how to keep neutralize a person on the ground of that size. The man executed the law on him. Okay, let's go to the Carmelo Anthony situation. When I first heard the case, I never really got into reading no more after I heard the fact of the kid ran from the scene. The kid ran from the scene. If we know the stand your ground law, that's in Texas now, so they law could have a couple words different, but Florida, Georgia, and Texas laws are almost congruent, okay? They almost 100% similar. Again, I just told y'all, these are the good old boy states. If you don't know what the good old boy states is, do your damn homework and stop being a dummy and a hermit crab in a shell somewhere, okay? When he left that scene, that took away the whole stand your ground law. I don't think y'all realized that when I said that. When he took off from that scene, that took away his whole stand your ground law. What he should have did. Should have poked him, and bagged up and told everybody else, back up or I'm poking. Back up or I'm poking. I ain't going nowhere. I'm right here. We in it now. I done stabbed them. I done poked them already. Call the ambulance, call the police, man. I'm right here. I got my knife in my hand. Yeah. We're not gonna react as a criminal if we actually, I hear a criminal says, I just did something wrong, let me take off. And then when the police called him, the first thing he said is, I did it. That's lack of knowledge, bro. That's lack of knowledge, especially if we're about to attempt to go into a murder case and claim self-defense. We need to know how to handle ourselves on these scenes. Okay, I've talked about this on this show before. I told you in the barbershop, we had a lawyer come in and tell us that a very wealthy family brought him in to talk to his kids about going to college with marijuana on them, how to store the marijuana, how to carry the marijuana. This is before we was getting medical cards. Before the medical cards was illegal in Florida, that you could drive with it, with your stuff on you and all that stuff there. These rich people was bringing lawyers to their house to teach their kids how to do the illegal stuff properly so that the lawyer can come into the courtrooms and argue and fight for them properly. That's what we got to do in our Black community, bro. You know that your jit doing X, Y, and Z. You need to be prepared for X, Y, and Z. Then, rather than sitting out here watching your jit walk himself to his demise and then playing victim. Ain't no victims out here, man. Ain't no victim out here, man. You know what type of lifestyle we living, what type of stuff we doing and how we doing it. We have to be, what you call it, man? What you call it is preventative. Our culture has to stop being so reactive. Every time something happens, we reacting to everything that goes on. No, when are we going to be preventative with stuff, especially with our doggone kids, man? We got to be preventative with our kids, man. You know, when we was growing up, half of all the parents had their daughters on contraceptives. Mother had what do you call it, IUD or whatever, IED or whatever. They basically was on birth control, brother. The girls was on birth controls. All of this type of stuff was going on from the parents who actually cared. Depot shots, birth control pills, preventative stuff to stop your kid from getting pregnant. Your daughter. Everywhere we went in the community when we was growing up, they had buckets of condoms everywhere. That's so your son ain't around here. Come on, man. We have to learn to be more preventative. If my jit is committing crimes and stuff, for one, he committing crimes that involve with him getting money, I'm going to teach him, you better be putting a shoebox up under the ground or something somewhere to make sure that you can take care of your own legal fees, because I'm an upstanding citizen that work every day, and I ain't out here committing crimes. I ain't out here slinging drugs, so I ain't got an X amount of dollars to just go and spend on no criminal case that I'm not even involved in. That's your responsibility that you better take care of if you're going to keep on making these type of decisions. Them the conversations we need to have. Put the responsibility in these jits' hands. Take their ass to a funeral home and show them how much a casket costs. Take they rump to a funeral home, show them how much a headstone costs. Take they rump to a funeral home and show them how much a plot costs for you to put a body in. Okay. Take them to a lawyer's office. Ask the lawyer, a defense lawyer, because you got all type of lawyers, and I don't even think half of these jits understand. You can't go to that lawyer that's sitting down there on 2nd Street at the corner by Sailfish. Why? He's a family lawyer. He don't deal with crimes. You can't go down there in front of the lawyer that's right in front of 2nd Street Bistro and get that lawyer. Why? He deals with children, and he deals with real estate law. He doesn't deal with criminal law. Every lawyer don't deal with criminal law. Do your kids even know this stuff? But we out here crying and stuff about people who's making rash decisions with no integrity involved in it. The Texas judges has showed us in 1 week that they gonna do what they want to do, how they want to do, the same way that they've been doing. Do you know, in Texas, they still have some of they have the highest numbers of sundown cities in Texas. They have the highest number of sundown cities. Where's got them? Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, Florida. The good old boy states that I keep speaking on. So if you got a young Black male in your household that's deciding to be outside, motherfuckers say he outside with something to do. You got a jit that's off the porch. You got a jit that's in the streets, banging, hanging, slanging, whatever. You better be teaching them something, because it ain't no victims out here, especially after a certain age group. Shit, your jit older than 14 and you ain't teaching them nothing. Whatever happens to him is on you. Whatever happens to your son after a certain age and you ain't taught them nothing, it's on you, bruh. Now, I do understand some parents are in over their head with some kids. So some parents started trying to teach their kids real life so late that they pretty much already gone. So what the parent got to do is just what I just said. You better teach that jit how to fend for itself. Now, I ain't just talking about fighting and banging and shooting and all that there. No, I'm talking about that jit better know what type of lawyer he need, who the best lawyer in your area, because every judicial system different. I see people in Florida and California crying about what's going on in Texas. You don't know what's going on in Texas. That judge that they went in front of, that man probably got 50 to 11 people locked up right now on some humbug stuff because we already seen how he operate. First off, the whole court case was totally off. Both of them. Brandon Sorsby. All the judges involved in the Brandon Sorsby case graduated from Texas Tech. That's a conflict. That's a conflict of interest, bro. How you even... Texas Tech is the school that Brandon Sorsby is trying to transfer to. Okay, let's go to the other one with the all-white jury and all that there. I seen somebody post and say, when we get an all-black jury. Man, stop. Get out this fairy tale world, man. Get out this fairy tale world. You take your ass to that court system. What I told y'all, what I told y'all months ago, bro. What is the symbol for the court? For the court, it's a balancing beam, right? And if you can't balance your own motherfucking life, we will. The judicial court system's logo is a balancing beam. And if you can't balance your shit for yourself, we will balance it for you. And if you can't teach your jit that, we'll balance it for you. Hey, Michael Irvin said this at the football camp last summer, this same time. Michael Irvin said, govern your child with love before they govern your child with law. Govern your mother-loving child with love before they govern your child with law. If you ain't got no clothes to dress your jit in, I know somebody who do, and they're going to have a DC number on them and it's state issue uniform. You heard me? The Constitution say that's the only place that slavery is legal again. Incarceration. But y'all want to be buddy-buddy with y'all jits. Y'all want to keep on making excuses for these jits. Man, the world a little simpler than it was. These jits could chat GPT their way all the way through high school and college. But y'all want to keep making it seem like it's so hard. Teach your jit something, man. Teach your jit something. Again, we speaking on Trayvon. Let's go back to Emmett Till now. Bro, what I said this in the song. I said, Malcolm X was in the middle of the Watts projects in 1965 talking about the same stuff that we talking about right now with this case right here with the jit Carmelo. Right now with the jit with the little Chinese dude, child, who shot the boy over the water bottle. And where y'all from, bro? Where y'all from? You can't tell a man, once you disrespect me, you can't tell me how to react. I catch you stealing. Man, I done seen jokers stealing pennies out of Joker car, get their head bust. Joker broke in somebody's car, stealing the change out the corn jar, got caught in the car, got domed right there, back up. With no outrage in the neighborhood, with no outrage on the internet. You know why? Because Jit was caught doing wrong, man. Yeah, I understand. The water bottle, it ain't worth it. But that's what the Jit should have known before he walked this rump in that damn store, man. Preventative. Teach your Jit that this shit ain't even worth it. A water bottle? You really, you being petty right now. Really, you being petty right now, and you done got caught in a situation, and that pettiness done went to deadliness. Cause and effect. The same stuff we sit on Sip This Coffee and talk about all the time, bro. Y'all want to let these jits grow up and make these decisions, and you know as a black man, we can't do half of this stuff. You can't walk your rump in the courtroom halfway, bro. I done read a couple articles talking about the man had a public defender. If you had a public defender on a nationally known case, this is all I'm gonna say to you like this here. My thoughts on the case. The young man should be setting up to put his appeal in right now. He got a case to come back on. I done seen and read the reports, court documents. I ain't reading social media pages. I read court documents stating of this man being what it's called. You good? I done read reports of see, look, my brain went whoop, 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 whoop. I heard them crutches coming around the corner. I ain't know what was going on. Yeah. But yeah, man, teach your kids the right stuff, man. If you ain't teaching your kids nothing and something happened, we don't want to hear all this victimizing, crying and stuff, because this stuff been going on, man. Again, let's go back to the Trayvon case, bro, and understand how that man was able to execute the law on him. And then you telling me in 2026, we still got kids that don't even understand the law? But you hanging out all day long in the neighborhood and all that there? You don't know nothing? We got to inform these kids, man. The lack of knowledge will be the lack of knowledge will be the perishment of our people, bro. The lack of knowledge, bro. The lack of knowledge is the root to all evil, bro. Yes. It ain't money. The lack of knowledge, the people trying to get money to do stuff that ain't even gonna equal up to more money. That's the lack of knowledge, bro. The lack of knowledge is the root to all evil. And that's where we at with it right now. Look at these kids. Look at these situations, bro. The lack of knowledge is why these kids are being buried. Lack of knowledge is why these kids being buried in the courtroom. Man, I say on one song, I say, my dog's dead, but they alive. Judge sentenced them to over 25. My dog's dead, but they alive. But okay, we're gonna cut over last year. I seen a clip of a jit in penitentiary talking to he say, oh, to all you YNs who think you finna come to prison and you gonna live how I'm living, walking these shower slides like I'm walking. I got on Nikes in here, I got jewelry on in here, I got cell phone in here. Homeboy, I'm gonna tell you something. This a message to that joker who made that video. You could try to make this junk sound peaches and cream as possibly as you want to, but penitentiary, I got multiple slides out here. I can get multiple cell phones out here, and I can do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, brother. I don't need to go to penitentiary to receive none of those things. That's what the stuff we need to teach our Jits. Because these Jits gonna continue to run into the freaking wall out here, bro. They got all the opportunity in the world to live better than any of us has ever lived. Because there is more information that has ever been put out here on the streets right now. All the information you need out here right now. How many parents is seeking knowledge and teaching it to their kids? Not just seeking it, I'm walking them through these situations. Let me show you what happened. Let me show you how this situation started. Let me show you what happened in the middle, and let me show you what happened at the end. It's just like your jit trying to date, and you getting all caught up in the relationship world with your jit, knowing that, goddamn it, when you was young, Big probably had 16 girlfriends in 2 weeks. Nigga got 25 letters in the house right now from girls writing them up. Yeah, come on, bro. But I'm finna get caught up in this shit with you. You gonna be breaking up with her every 20 days. You gonna have a new girl. Come on, parents. We got to be the adults, man. We got to be the ones walking around with the integrity. Texas has been Texas. Texas has shown us what Texas is. I was over in Texas, and I was in a sundown city. My dispatcher from my job called and told us, if y'all ain't dropped all them cars off yet, we were doing car hauling. He said, if y'all ain't dropped all them cars off yet over there, I'm gonna need y'all to return back to the facility with them cars because y'all gonna have to drop them tomorrow. Once I found out that was a sundown city, I politely declined to go back to that city daytime or nighttime. I ain't going over there to drop nothing off to them boys. They gonna pick their own car up. Hey, we gotta do better in our community. We've been preaching that, talking about that on the Sipp This Coffee, man. I just been fired up about it because I hate to see that young man having to go through this stuff, man. I hate to see that young man got to go to penitentiary. They sentenced him to 35 years, bro. Let me tell you something. My little cousin was sentenced to 25 years in 2007. 2007, my little cousin was 15 years old when he committed the crime. He ain't been home since, bro. This hit me a little differently because I done lived this already. My little cousin still got about 3 more years left on the table on him off them 25 years. My son was nowhere near born when my little cousin got sentenced. Nowhere near born. My son is not 16 years old. My little cousin only done seen my son through a picture. Then once I realized what was going on in penitentiary, he can't even maintain this stuff because jokers in there stealing out the boxes and yeah, man, come on, bro. Prison got his own laws, his own ways, his own structure. Prison got his own integrity that it's standing on. So keep your rump out of prison by understanding what integrity is and standing on that out here on the streets. Teach your jit how to stay out here on the streets. Teach your jit the laws. Teach your jit who the judges is. Okay, we in St. Lucie County. If your last name got a certain letter to it, you're gonna be assigned to a certain judge in St. Lucie County. You need to know who the judge. If your jit just caught up into crime, he needs to know who is the judge that take on his letter of his last name every day. You need to be studying the law, young man, because you're going to have a time when you come there. When I got in trouble, and I'm about to get on off of y'all thing today. We rolled out today. A salute to everybody that's still tuned in right now, rocking out with us. Like I told you, find the hair products, www.kingdomhaircare.etsy.com. Come to the barbershop, Legit Cuts Barbershop. Y'all come shout out the Westwood football team. Go show love to Westwood all the way around. Hey, y'all show love to my son. He just got his knee surgery. He doing good. He up and moving and stuff. We about to make this rehab be real smooth, and it's gonna be beautiful. But let's get back to what we was just talking on. When I got in trouble, and I got them, I seen people going to penitentiary for X amount of time that they shouldn't been going to prison for because they didn't know the law. And then I seen career criminals going home. Why? Because they knew the law. I seen career criminals understood that last time I caught this same case, I wouldn't have seen, I had state attorney such and such, James Regan. That 4 pills for y'all right there. James Regan. We had state attorney James Regan, and guess what happened? Yeah, I need to try to get this in front of somebody else. I done seen people put in court, motions in to get another judge, because the last time, this the same judge that done sitting in the penitentiary 2 times. Man, this jit don't know nothing about getting motions put in, no none of that. This jit green up under the, wet up under the ears, milk up under the nose, all of that there, and he in here talking about something, he thugging. Jit, you finna head the penitentiary for 45 years and you don't even know why. Just because you don't know nothing. Hey, man. It's on us, bro. We the ones who got to do what we got to do for our community. And last thing I'm gonna speak on is, hey man, shout out to them people who brought the Black Panthers back. I see what y'all doing. I see y'all trying y'all best to bring the Panthers all the way back to where it was, with that boy Huey P. Newton and them. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Seale and them, the real soldiers, the real gangsters. The ones who was really doing for our community, putting on for our community. I'm here for that, man. I'm here for all that there, man. I love it. I respect it. I salute it all the way through and through, man. Shout out to them folks trying to bring the Black Panthers back, because if we don't do for us, nobody else ever will. And for the ones who out here still crying and playing victim to these situations as if we've ever had the upper hand in any situation, especially dealing with the law. The law was created and it's in the Constitution. The law was created to send your dumb behind. Bruh, okay, I ain't done. The penitentiary making over $100,000 a day off of your head while you taking your dumb up in there to be incarcerated. They making $100,000 off of your head. I want you to ask yourself this: have I even made $100,000 off my own head? If not, that's more reason for you to stay on the street. How in the hell you gonna let the government make more money off of your existence than you can make off your existence or your family can? To the system, you worth more in there. What did he tell the boy? What the state attorney told that boy from the Julio Fulio case after he got found guilty? His lawyer argued not to get the death penalty because the state said sweat equity. He's more valuable through sweat equity. That means they finna take your dumb ass to prison and put you to work for pennies. Sweat equity. If that's what y'all call thugging, I was told by an OG character like this here. That's what he told me. The realest thing you can do is stay home and take care of your family. Build a name and push that to the furthest extent that you possibly can without ever coming back to this place. Let your sweat equity that you put off of, that falls off and roll off your back, may that fall onto your family for generations and grow into something that you ain't never seen before in a great way. Or we could completely continue to play dumb, stay uneducated, and continue to be victims. As for me and mine, I'm trying to sprinkle that sweat equity onto their back from my own doings and watch it grow into something that I ain't never even fathomed in a great way. Man, peace and blessings to y'all out there, man. Let's get our community together ourselves, man. Let's work on ourselves so that we can help the others. You can't help the next person until you help yourself. Same stuff we talk about on Sipp This Coffee. So that's why I say, man, it's been tough to even must come up with the whole conversation on these two situations. Forget Brandon Sorsby, bro. Free Carmelo Anthony, bro. Because Brandon Sorsby getting away with stuff that we got Pete Rose out here completely banned from the Hall of Fame. Calvin Ridley did a whole year suspended from football because he was gambling and all that there. I can name him for days. Bro. But the moment Texas get a chance to put their foot down on a situation that they really don't even have, well, they showing that they got a little control. But Congress gonna have to step in and show that they got the more control and show that the man shouldn't be playing, man. I don't care which way you look. Let me tell you this here. If you only gonna hand out two game suspension for these jits betting, and they go out there and they mess around and win, 50 bands, 60 bands, 100 bands off of betting, off of some stuff that they done went on the field and threw. Like he really went out there and fumbled on that play because he had an under bet on himself. If we're not gonna, if they're allowed to bet on games that they playing in, games that they homeboys and them playing in, and they're in collegiate sports they self, the sport gone, bro. This shit over with. This shit is completely over with, bro. So, hey, we'll see what happens, man. But what I do know what need to happen is, man, I pray that they get that appeal in for that young fella. I pray that over here in St. Lucie County, Fort Pierre, Florida, the parents within the households of these kids that's playing at Westwood is teaching integrity. I hope that you break down the word and break it down to them and make them understand with no foundation, you is not solid. Without foundation, you is on you is like what they call it, the three little piggies. You ain't in the concrete house, homeboy. You in one of them sticks and stones houses, bro, that's gonna get blown down by the big bad wolf. Hey, like we do all the time when we on this show, man, what I always tell you, put a smile on your face so you can put a smile on somebody else's face. And within that statement there, I'm having you work on yourself first and then helping out everybody around you. So it's always an inside job, bro. But understand this here. It's just like we say on this coffee every single time we come off of this show. One finger, two finger, peace.